Hey guys, so today we have another hairdresser story. How many more of these? It's like weddings and hairdressers. There's always something happening. Always. It just seems like everyone's having issues. Me too, but I think I found a new one. So, subscribe with the bell icon for engagement. Today we have a slightly more controversial one in the sense that the person that originally exposed got dragged more than the person that was being exposed. Did I say that right? The person doing the exposing was dragged more than the person being exposed. But I'm kind of stuck in the middle. So I'm just going to say this coming out the gate. I'm just going to say, I think both parties are somewhat at fault. And I'm just going to say that. Okay, so a lot of people think that the hairdresser is not at fault completely. She did nothing wrong. People are trying to justify the hair color that she did. I personally think she did a bad job. I know, shocking. But I also think that the person getting their hair done took it way too far. So I think sometimes on the internet we try to find the person that did right and the person that did wrong without realizing that life is more nuanced than that and there's a lot more gray and that both people can f up at the same time and that be completely fine and understandable. Okay, so that's where I'm at. I personally think both people messed up. One more than the other, kind of, because like there's only so far we can take a situation before you look crazy. But I also think the hairdresser did kind of a crap job. So, and I'm dealing with that. I would know about hairdressers doing a crap job because I'm dealing with that currently. So this is Lindsay, who originally did the exposing. She's on 400,000 followers and she is a dental person. Registered dental hygienist. Is that what it's called? Anyway, so yeah, she's on 400,000 followers and this is her. Obviously loves her blonde hair, as do all blondes. We love our blonde hair, and when it goes wrong, we really just feel that for months to come. So she exposed this hairdresser that she's been getting her hair done by and said that she basically did something completely not what she asked for and then didn't try to rectify it. So that's kind of where the tea is coming from. So this is the first video that she posted, which was supposed to be like a transition video. I'm not going to play the song because it's probably copyrighted. And then obviously this is what her hair looks like. Now, a lot of people said, what are you crying about? The hair looks fine. It actually doesn't. Even if she didn't tell me what she asked for, this hair doesn't look good. There's so many weird tones happening where even if you asked for an ashy blonde, you definitely didn't ask for it to be done like that. That doesn't look good. It doesn't look natural. It doesn't, well, it's not like things have to look natural, but it just doesn't look well blended. And you're probably looking at me thinking, wow, bitch, your hair doesn't look blended. Exactly. I would know about unblended hair. When your hairstylist ruins your hair story coming soon. Girl, just wash it twice. People are dying, Kim. I cannot. The level this was taken to was wild. Now, I agree. The levels that she took it to, crazy. But if we just saw this initial TikTok, I think we can all agree that this hair doesn't look good. It's literally just toner. It will wash out. Yeah, but it just looks bad. Stylist here, the toner just grabbed to cool on your freshly lightened hair, but it will fade and you'll get longevity out of it before getting brassy. Hope this helps. Yeah, but like that's not what she asked for. You know? Like if you ask for one thing and the hairdresser does something completely different and they go, yeah, but this will last longer. It's like, yeah, but I didn't ask for that. That's not what I asked for. I didn't ask for it to look good after I wash it out 20 fucking times. I think I'm more hurt about the story because I've been dealing with hair. You know, let me tell you guys my story. Sit down. So, I had a hairdresser that I loved very, very dearly, very kindly. So she never did me wrong. She always made it look like the blonde hair was growing out of my head and it never looked bad. It always looked good. Okay. I had to move away. I moved out of London, yes, and I wasn't going to drive 2.5 hours each way to get my hair done because then I just wouldn't be consistent with it. So I tried to find a new hairdresser. And the first time I thought the hair looked fine, but she did things that I specifically said I didn't want. Like I didn't want a money piece and I had a money piece. But it's just little things where I was like, oh well, I'll give her another chance. Give her another chance and she basically messed up any progress that my old hairdresser did. Because if you get blonde hair done, then you know that once you have a good hairdresser that you work with regularly, you don't always get the same thing done and they just work on top of their own work. And if the work is done well to begin with, they're not fixing anything. They're just working on top of what you have. And if you build up a bit of a root and it's well blended, then you can use that root to your advantage. But if you have someone that just over bleaches your whole head and tones it wrong, then you have no more root to work with. And now you're having to add in a fake root that you would have just naturally had to work on top of. And now I'm having to wait a year for my root to come back out because now it's bad. I might actually put in some pictures of like how patchy it looked as well, because it reminds me of this where like in videos it looks fine, but if you really hyper focus and once it washes out you can tell just how patchy it is. So here's some pictures of me looking patchy as shit. Yeah, that's what this looks like to me. Like, that line shouldn't be there. She over bleached this to do the root. She over bleached this, and then she applied just a toner throughout. And that's why this looks icy, this looks dark, and then it goes back to blonde. Like, you can quite clearly see bands of colors. Like, this just isn't well done hair at all. At all, this isn't well done hair. But the levels to which Lindsay took this, like, I would never, you know, I wouldn't make the first video, and I wouldn't have made the 10th video. So this is actually the first time I'm talking about my hair struggles. Anyway, so this is the second video that she posted.
This is going to be multiple parts. I know you guys are just as shocked as I am to see my hair this color. For example, this is what my hair looks like. This is what my natural hair has looked like my entire life. This was my hair 2 days before I went to go get more highlights in my hair. And this is my hair now. Here's the backstory.
Like, right, like, if we tried to ignore who Lindsay is as a person, how annoying people find her, and just how far she's taken this, if she went in with this hair to get more highlights added in, and she's obviously got a very warm, beachy, buttery blonde in, exactly what I fucking wanted, with some beautiful low lights that I bet are somewhat natural, a bit of a root that is somewhat natural, it's all blended and beautiful. This, how did we get there? How did we get there? Oh, I know. Over bleaching and then putting a toner on over bleached hair, leaving it looking at this, which I know is kind of counterproductive because it's like darker in this and more like orange, but that's kind of what happens. Like, the toner will just grab onto the like really over bleached, over processed hair.
Area reaches out to me on Instagram, asks me if I will post in exchange for getting my hair done, and I do. I've been seeing her ever since, every 6 months. It's that time of year again, it's my birthday, I'm treating myself.
Every 6 months is a really long amount of time, to be fair. I think every 3 months is the way to go if you got blonde hair and you're looking to kind of add in highlights. And then you don't need a full head of highlights every time, you just kind of sprinkle some in.
I leave to go out of the country tomorrow night. So on Wednesday, I decided to get my hair done. I show her these inspiration photos. And this one, what I want to be.
Okay, guys, like, come on. Like, that is not the same thing. And I know people said that she ended up using, like, purple shampoo on her own, but we can see what the hair looked like immediately when she got out of the hairdressers, and it didn't look good. And then the hairdresser tried to get her to, like, work on it herself. So at that point, we can't really blame her for what the hair looks like now, because we saw the picture immediately out of the hairdresser and it didn't look like this. But I also asked for this one time and didn't get it, so.
Hair, beachier, blonder, something different than what I usually do. I want to be lighter. She turns me around in the chair and my hair looks like this. It is.
Okay, guys, come on. Come on. I know she's really annoying, and like these crying faces in the pictures that she posted are super annoying, but like that is not what she asked for. First of all, what is this chunk of hair? Right? It's just chunks of hair. Once again, like this patch here and this. I don't know what happened. I have no clue what happened here. But yeah.
I was so upset. I almost started crying in her chair, and then she decided to gaslight me and tell me it was not gray at all, that it was blonde, and I just needed to go home and wash it, and I needed to get.
There's also a thing about hairdressers sometimes that aren't maybe blonde hair specialists that think bright is ashy. Like, bright is not ashy. Ashy is actually ashy, and it's darker than just a really yellow blonde. And by yellow, I mean like in a good sense, like it's just a really like buttery blonde. Like ashy is dull. Ashy looks dark. But a lot of the time you'll ask for a bright, and a hairdresser will just do icy every single time because that's all they know how to do when it comes to bright. That's what this looks like.
To it. As soon as I walked out, I got into my car, I texted her, I said, I'm having a meltdown. I sent her the photo, I sent her my inspo photos, and I said, I'm going to have to come back ASAP. I can't leave the house. It's super gray. I thought it was going to be more blonde and light. This is after I washed it, okay? After I washed it, it was super gray. It looked horrible. This isn't even blonde. I was stressing out and she would not respond. I texted her again. I said, I washed it. It's worse. Are you available tomorrow? I'll come as early as you need. I don't want to go to Thanksgiving with this color. This is what it looks like now. Hours and hours and hours. No response. I questioned it. Then she says this whole message. This is like the bulk of it. She said in her eyes, that picture I showed her was a cooler tone blonde. That if I'm not happy with it, I can let it soak in dawn.
What? In her eyes, that was a cool blonde. I mean, that is warm. That is warm as shit. Or like maybe neutral verging on warm. I mean, if you're a hairdresser and you're looking at these two pictures and you're saying, I don't really see anything wrong with it, I've got bigger problems for you actually. We used for inspiration, my eyes were just a cooler toned blonde, which in turn I then explained would come up a bit darker in the beginning but would fade out 100. That is bull. I have never, no. That is bullshit. Because I've asked for that blonde before and I've got it before with my hairdresser, and there was no need for it to be ashy or grey. It wouldn't just like fade out. If you're doing a job as a hairdresser and you're saying, this will look good if you wash it 5 times, then it doesn't look good. And it won't look good. I don't know what to tell you. Once again, this is what I mean by like, Lindsay is annoying. Yes. She's taken it too far. Yes. Was that a shit job? Yeah. Yeah, it was.
I showed her was a cooler tone blonde, that if I'm not happy with it, I can let it soak in Dawn dish soap and then reach out Friday to set up a plan. This is what my hair looked like. It was the same color as my towel. I said, it's like gray brown. I really wanted like the photos. Let's plan for Friday. I'm devastated. No response. Yesterday, did the Dawn dish soap, texted her again. Me in the shower with the Dawn dish soap, soaking, literally green and gray running out of my hair. No response. Go to part 2 to read what happened today and now why it is brown and red.
I mean, look, guys, like, it looks crap, okay? And she was right. It looked exactly like her towel. It was gray brown. It would wash down to a mousy blonde. Like, it wouldn't wash down to a beachy blonde butter. I just think, once again, it's like, if you've never had your hair done blonde, you don't get it. You don't understand maybe why, like, tonally that doesn't make sense. But if you had your hair done blonde and you're a fellow blonde, put it in the comment. Like, that wouldn't have washed down to that color anyway, in no capacity. Like, would have never washed down to that.
Part 2 of how my hairstylist destroyed my hair. So we're supposed to be planning for Friday, which is today. I call her, immediately gets sent right to voicemail, text her. I am leaving to go to the country. I'm trying to plan my entire day around this, which I understand she's busy and that's fine, but it's super unprofessional to have no communication and not set a time when you have messed somebody's hair up. So all day I'm waiting around to hear something. At this point, I'm thinking she's ignoring me. And I said, hi, I'm really upset. I'm not sure if you're busy with clients or if you're avoiding me, but I'm very self-conscious about the way my hair looks. I'm very unhappy. We planned today from not hearing you. Half the day's gone. This was sent around 1 o'clock. I said, this is what my hair looks like. I hope that something medically isn't going on.
Also, this, like, I do understand the concept of highlights and a root and a blend, but this feels a bit like not blended highlights, but almost unintentional patchiness.
She's not in the hospital or something. I said, let me know what the plan is. I leave to go out of town. I've watched multiple times. This is not like the photos. And I sent her a picture of my hair. And then at 2 o'clock, she finally responds that she's been busy all day and wants to do tomorrow, which I leave to go out of the country tomorrow. I have to pack to leave. So I said, I prefer today. I thought that was the plan. And then she sends me this saying that I don't appreciate the way I've been spoken to with all this. I'm a human being. I have been stressed to the max. I paid $300 for my hair to turn gray when I have had beach blonde, natural blonde hair my whole life. I said, I can be there at 4. Maybe you're reading my messages wrong. I've been waiting all day and I'm worried. I get to her house. She's doing this out of her house, not a salon. Okay, so mind that. I get to her house, I sit down, I talk to her till I don't like the gray. It's not like the blonde that I've always had, doesn't have any blonde in it whatsoever. And I asked her how we could fix it. She told me that she could tone it and it would turn to the blonde photos of Sydney Adams that I showed her for my inspo photos. I said, if that's all it needs, then yeah, I'm trusting that your hair.
I hope she didn't say that, because there is no toner in hell that will fix whatever happened there. No toner in hell that will fix it. Unless you just, like, add in highlights with bleach and then you put toner on top, because there is just nothing that you could do with that, really. So
Listen, you know what you're doing. She puts the toner on me, blow dries my hair. I turn around, I look at myself in the mirror and I immediately start crying. Because now at this point, my hair is reddish, brownish. I don't know what it is. So I'm crying.
I mean, obviously it doesn't look like the inspo pictures. And if the hairdresser actually said, if I put toner on your head, you'll look exactly like those inspirational pictures, then she's only got herself to blame for how this whole thing went down, because you're setting up your client for failure. Like, you're saying unrealistic expectations, because I knew when she said, oh, we'll just put some toner on it and it will look exactly like the pictures. No, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't. Like, it just wouldn't.
The chair and I'm going, oh my God, what is going on? Why is my hair this? And she backs up and tells me that she doesn't feel safe with me in the house and wants me to get out. She doesn't feel safe because she ruined my hair and was too embarrassed to admit it. So obviously I got up and I was like, I want my $300 back. You literally destroyed my hair. It seems like you sabotaged my hair. If you knew you couldn't do it, you should have said that. Walks me out, shuts the door on me, doesn't apologize, doesn't say anything, and I'm left with this reddish hair. And my birthday, I leave to go out of the country tomorrow. For example, this is my hair with the flash on. My hair is a coppery.
Okay. And a lot of people are saying, like, it looks healthy, it looks good, it looks nice. Like, that is red. Okay, like, if you wanted, bear in mind, I love going on Pinterest while filming videos. Here's my hair Pinterest board. She asked essentially for this. This is what she asked for, okay? Because I've also been asking for it. Thank you very much. She asked for this, okay?
I have no idea what this is. It is absolutely horrible, extremely unprofessional.
Guys, come on now.
Share this to
All of TikTok has been dragging her, but I completely get where she's coming from. I just think she took it too far, okay? Once you get your refund, and if you don't, too, sometimes you just need to make 1 or 2 TikToks and then leave it at that. There's no need for the, like, 20-part series, okay? So I can see both sides. I can see why people are angry at her, but I can also, if we just strip all of that down, take her personality out of it, take her, like, antics out of it, the hair is shit, okay? It's healthy, and if someone else asked for this, fantastic. If you asked for a coppery blonde, great. But she didn't. And so this is not, and it was $300. Do you know what I mean? It's not what she asked for.
Everybody, there is no reason why she didn't, one, own up to her mistakes or 2, fix my hair. She decided to freak out and say that she didn't feel safe with me because I was crying and kick me out of her house. I have never experienced this amount of unprofessionalism in my entire life.
Someone said, these type of clients terrify me. I mean, it shouldn't terrify you if you just do what your client asks you to do or set realistic expectations, because this isn't what she asked for. And the hairdresser was seemingly saying things that weren't true. Like, oh, if we just put toner on it, it will look exactly like the inspo pictures. Obviously, she then started sobbing because it didn't.
Would have admitted to messing my hair up I would have never posted. Number 2, if she would have apologized, I would have never posted. Number 3, if she didn't gaslight me in the chair and tell me this is beach blonde and that I was crazy and to get out, I would have never posted. People make mistakes. Things happen. I make mistakes every day. I own up to it. She messed up. She didn't want to take accountability and instead tried to gaslight me, tell me that this is beach blonde hair, which is what I originally had, and then kick me out of her chair. That is the reason that I'm posting. I am not posting character. I'm not posting because of anything else besides the fact that she lied to me, she scammed me, and then she kicked me out with no apology, knowing that I am going out of town today and this is my hair for my birthday. Luckily, a local color correction stylist is going to fix me up today at 4. I used a color correcting toner to strip all the copper out of my hair last night, so I am left with I guess you would call it brown hair.
So some people are saying that it was like a conspiracy theory that she toned her hair to make the hairdresser look bad, but I don't think it looked good to begin with. So she's probably just in panic mode now, really and truly. Someone said in the initial text she posted, she did apologize and say she would try her best to fit you in and fix it to the best of her ability. Not only that, she refunded you. You didn't have to post / bash her. Now this is where people get a bit, when did you get refunded, blah blah blah, because apparently she got a refund and then she kept on like dragging it on the internet, which at that point, what else do you want? So this is where I have to start disagreeing with her. I'm agreeing up until this point, I'm on Lindsay's side, and then after this, it's like you got a refund, she said sorry, you felt like she messed up your hair, she sabotaged it, she kicked you out. Your feelings in this situation, they matter to you, but they don't matter objectively. So it's kind of like, what else can we do? You know, there's only so much we can do about this. It just feels kind of like she just wanted the whole internet to drag this hairdresser, which like, let's all be grown adults. There's no need for this.
Wanted to clear this up. Yes, when she turned it gray, she did apologize. Hence why I didn't post this when that happened. I was under the impression that she was going to fix this for me, but then I go yesterday for her to fix it, and then she turns it this dark color, gaslights me in the chair, tells me that this is bright bleached blonde, and that I am crazy, and that she does not see any darkness about my hair at all. And that is why I made the post.
I mean, guys, I know the lighting is off, but like blonde hair should just look blonde. If you really want like a super bright blonde, it will look bright blonde in most lightings. That is brown. Like, if we're really, I know sometimes I have blonde blindness and I think something's not blonde when it is, but that is brown. If she said online, separate from this, right, if she never talked about this and she went online and she said, I love being a blonde with that hair, people will be like, you're crazy, that is brown hair. Because I've seen this happen before, people are like, you're literally not a blonde.
If she knew she could not fix the gray and that she was sorry, she should have told me that. She should have said, I don't know how to fix it, here's your money back, I apologize, I would have let the whole thing go, I would have never put this on social media. But yet she sat me back in the chair, gaslit me, turned it this dark color, and then kicked me out. And that is why I'm posting this. Again, wanting to clear things so everybody knows the...
If that's how the story went, then like, kind of fair enough. She could have just said, I don't really know how to fix it, let's just drop it. Because that's what I would have done. If I knew I couldn't fix it and I couldn't get it to that beach blonde, why would I say, I'll put some toner on it and it will look bleach blonde if I couldn't do it? That's obviously setting yourself up for failure. Copyrighted music, so obviously she's going to do the transition to a new hair. So bear in mind, this is the hair that, you know, we ended up with from the hairdresser. Okay, guys, come on. This is literally what she asked for from the get-go. Now do we see the difference? Now do we see the difference? And obviously it wasn't just slapping on a toner. He obviously added, I think she said it was a he, added in extra highlights. Obviously had to like bleach some of it and then tone it down. The fact you keep saying copper is crazy. There wasn't any copper to begin with. What? Like, sometimes I feel like people on TikTok literally, like, the moment they make up an opinion about a situation, they will gaslight themselves to believe that situation. We can believe that both people are annoying at the same time. You can think that Lindsay is annoying, but also admit that her hair was actually kind of coppery and was brown. Why am I making noises now? When you showed us the video of your hair with the flash on, your hair looked super shiny and not damaged at all, but she didn't say it was damaged. She said it wasn't blonde. Come on, open your eyes and ears and listen to what people are saying. She didn't say it was unhealthy. She didn't say she damaged my hair. She said, I asked for a blonde and you didn't give it to me. I actually feel like I'm going crazy sometimes with these people on TikTok. Saying it was copper was actually insane, bestie. The other color looked way better. Guys, please, let's admit when we're being biased. Let's admit when we're not, you know, because at this point people are saying whatever they are saying just to prove a point. But actually the point is the initial hairdresser did a really shit job, but Lindsay is a bit crazy. Like, that's the actual truth, right? If we actually break it down, the initial hair job was bad. The fix was bad. Lindsay took it way too far, but both people can be wrong and right at the same time. That's kind of just life. So this is the update now to the story. Oh, her hair looks so good. It's blonde. It's good, you know. At the end of the day, I know this was shit for everyone involved, but at least she's got the hair that she wanted, I guess.
This is going to be the last and final video that you will see about the hair drama because it is now going into legal hands. So once this video is done being posted.
This is what I mean. Okay, girlie, I'm on your side. The hair looked bad. And I'm so glad you got it fixed and you got your refund and life is good and life is great. Legal action? 20 TikToks. Let's draw the line somewhere. We have to draw the line somewhere.
The rest of my page will be back to my scheduled content. I wanted to start this video off by saying this. Number one, I never bullied anybody. Sharing an experience online and calling somebody unprofessional is not bullying. I kept matters business-wise, yet now she's taking it personal. She's liked multiple hate comments about how she hopes karma gets me. She's exploited her 13-year-old son to be a part of something that has so much hate driven behind it. I'm getting death threats every day. I hope that she is not getting that, especially now that her son is involved. She's making repetitive videos. I posted the videos that were connected from my story time and the hairstylist video. I have not posted any more about it because I've left it alone. I ended up deleting the video of my hair being done in the salon because the poor stylist that opened her salon after hours to help me is now being bullied and harassed over the internet. It's extremely unacceptable. My dental hygiene license number is being put on people's pages and people are fake reporting it to lose my job. I'm a travel hygienist. I work somewhere different every single day. I work there for the day and I worked in a place back in October and now that place is being put all over TikTok pages and people are calling and harassing them. I have no words for the amount of hate that I've gotten. I have, yes, filtered my comments because of the death threats that I'm getting underneath my videos. I also never used 2 bottles of Dawn dish soap. That is also a lie. Between me and my mom, you could see the staining of the gray on my forehead. And then here is me literally stating that I only washed it once, not 2 bottles of dish soap. I knew she was going to be fixing my hair on Friday, so I did not want to destroy the hair that I knew was going to be fixed. Those videos that I posted, not 2 bottles of dish soap. I knew she was going to be fixing my hair on Friday, so I did not want to destroy the hair that I knew was going to be fixed. Those videos that I posted were after my hair had turned the darker color. I did not run to the internet the first time she messed my hair up. Mistakes happen. Things happen. I make mistakes. I own up to them and I move on. The reason I posted the video is because I was gaslit in the chair and told that my hair was beach blonde, my regular blonde color when it was not. And then I was told to get out. I also never asked for an ashy blonde hair. $130 an hour for 3 to 5 hours. I showed her these 2 photos, this one and also this one. In my eyes, those were not ashy blonde.
Literally, like, it's not what she asked for. I don't know why everyone's like gaslighting her now. I know she's annoying. I know. And I know she took it too far. But let's not act like we can't see the difference in the pictures. Like, now she has what she asked for. What she had before, she obviously wasn't that. And if you pay $300, you should expect it to look the way that you asked it to look. The thing is about me is I'm not very confrontational, so I just won't say anything, right? I'm just a bit like, oops, I'll just go to someone else. But there are some people that are confrontational, and I kind of sometimes wish I was like that. But then sometimes you take it to the internet, and if you're just a little bit too annoying, people won't acknowledge the fact that the hair job was
If the stylist thought that those were a cooler, ashy, whatever you want to call it, I'm not a hairstylist, I don't know the colors, gray, blonde, she should have pulled up a photo on her phone and showed me and asked me if that was what I wanted before we started. And yes, I showed her in the beginning of our appointment my hair that had turned an ashy, cooler, whatever tone blonde in the past, and specifically asked her not to do it like this. I did not do it at the end of the appointment. That is,
it's like my money piece story. I said, hey, no more money piece, please. And what did I end up with? A money piece.
also another lie. Here are the photos from 2019. This is how my hair is, like this silvery color. I asked her not to make it like this. I also showed her this one, that stylist.
And it looked exactly like that. Now, I'm going to say, if you're going intentionally for this kind of blonde, like the ashy blonde, good for you. But what I have noticed is hairstylists that don't actually know how to do blonde hair, you'll ask for blonde of any shade, tone, and vibe, and they'll just give you this every single time. I don't know why this is the like go-to for hairstylists that don't know how to do blonde hair. Like, this is the go-to for when it messes up, and they just go toner, ash. Have fun with that. Like, anytime I've had hair done by someone who just didn't know what they were doing, that's what it looked like.
Fixed my hair the same day when he knew that I was unhappy, and I've been seeing him for years since. The only reason I stopped going to him is because she reached out to me and asked me to do my hair for free a couple years ago. I still maintain contact with him, and he has reached out to me during this entire thing. So there is no past experience, whatever you guys want to call it. I want to talk about the premeditation things and that you guys are saying because I didn't want to pay the $300 or the $200 whatever with the tip. I have always given Goldie money as a tip, even though she didn't charge me for a service after. So the money side of things doesn't make any sense to me. Also, why would I premeditate my hair being destroyed before a birthday trip out of the country? And then
I hate that on the thing. Sometimes the audio is like delayed on TikTok. If that's annoying you guys, please just close your eyes and don't look.
Side of things doesn't make any sense to me. Also, why would I premeditate my hair being destroyed before a birthday trip out of the country? and then have to pay to get it fixed. I'm not going to show the amount that I paid the stylist that fixed my hair because she is already getting enough hate, but yes, I did pay for her service.
She, not he. For some reason I thought it was a guy.
After a large tip. But here is quotes that I've gotten for color correction. So why would I want to pay this amount when I could have just paid what it was in the beginning to have it how I liked it? So let's take out the money side of things because that doesn't make any sense. I never screamed at her. I never towered over her. I sat in the chair and I cried and I asked her why she did this to me. And she told me, I didn't do anything. Your hair is blonde, when it was clearly a very dark color. Call it copper, call it brown, call it whatever you want. It was not blonde. And I have every right to get a refund when my hair is not anything how I like it. And I've been back twice. So for those of you guys saying that I should have paid, that doesn't make any sense. The reason that my fingers were people saying purple is because of this. I never use purple shampoo. She told me not to use purple shampoo. The day that I left, when I had...
Also, there'd be like no point of using purple shampoo because it would just make it more ashy. Like if she's asking for a beachy yellow blonde, why would she use purple shampoo? I don't get it.
My fingers were people saying purple is because of this. I never use purple shampoo. She told me not to use purple shampoo. The day that I left, when I had that coppery brown color, I knew I wasn't going to be going back to her because of how things ended. And I did not think I was going to be able to get into a salon before I left. And I did not want to leave with a reddish undertone tint in my hair. So I had many hairstylists reach out to me and ended up getting this from my friend. This is a blue shampoo. It's supposed to neutralize that orange tone. This is what I used and why my fingers looked a little of that darker color. And this is why my hair ended up looking that like brownish color after instead of the reddish color. But still was not what I liked and did not feel confident in. I was lucky that the hairstylist that reached out to me and opened her salon was able to get me in after hours, and I was there till 9 o'clock at night. I had a 4:30 flight in the morning. All of these breeders that are taking my video and making parody versions and trying to make me look like such a terrible person, shame on them. That's how they're getting money. That's how they're getting paid. I'm also getting paid off of this. I've been very straightforward with you guys from the get-go that I get paid off of TikTok. I didn't make this whole story to get paid off of TikTok about my hair. I wouldn't go through the emotional trauma of my hair being screwed up to make a couple $100s. That also doesn't make any sense. Yes, I am getting in touch with multiple lawyers about the whole entire thing and letting things play out in the hands of the law. At the end of the day...
See, this is where you lose me. Because you had me. I was nodding along for 6 minutes. 6 minutes I was nodding along. And you lose me. Legal action for what? For what? This is where you lose people, girly. Like, this is actually not... this is not fun.
It is an illegal hair salon without a business license in an HOA property that does not allow it. And her saying my screenshots are premeditation, I'm sending these to my mom to tell her what's going on. I don't live with my mom. I'm showing her the pictures and telling her what's going on. I also want to point out the fact that it may look like I'm harassing her, but if you look at the timestamps of the messages, they are sent over the period of 3 days. Bottom line is, she should have never let me leave the salon when I was unhappy with my hair the second I looked in the mirror. She should have taken accountability, fixed my hair that day. I got out of there around between 3 and 4 o'clock. She could have easily done something to my hair so I would leave happy. I shouldn't pay $300 for a service and be told to go home and wash my hair with Dawn dish soap. Here are timestamps. 7.
I completely agree with that though. Like any hairdresser that does hair and you mess it up somehow, because that was a mess up. Like that wasn't what she actually wanted. And even if she never, during the consultation, never said any words and just showed you that picture, like what you did not look the same at all. So you messed up, okay, as a hairdresser. You shouldn't let them leave without fixing it. And if you can't, then in that moment you should say, don't touch it, I'll see you tomorrow at 2 p.m. and set like an actual, so they don't have to keep on harassing you and they don't, like that's your job as a hairdresser because you messed it up. The inspo and the real life didn't add up. I don't care if it looked good, it looked healthy, it looked blah, blah, blah. I don't care. The inspo and the thing didn't look the same. And so it's your job as a hairdresser to say, don't touch it. I'm so sorry. I can't do it right now because I've got a client right after you, but come back tomorrow at 2 p.m. or Friday at 3 p.m. and I'll get it done for you then. She shouldn't have had to harass her. But she was harassing her because she wasn't messaging back. And I know that was over Thanksgiving, blah, blah, blah. But she shouldn't have had to harass you about it, you know?
I shouldn't pay $300 for a service and be told to go home and wash my hair with Dawn dish soap.
That's another thing, like you pay $300 to then be told, like she said, to go home and wash your hair with dish soap. Like, no. I wouldn't be paid to do that. So I wouldn't pay to do that. Like no one could pay me to get hair and then go home and wash it with dish soap.
7 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock the next day. I was not blowing her phone up. This is over a period of time. And as a professional, you should respond back and say, I will get back in touch with you, not just completely ghost your client. 9:30, the day we were supposed to get together at some point. And I waited until 12 to text her again. This was the day of the appointment. As soon as I left, when she knew I was upset, I had texted her. And then no response, so I sent her a picture at 5 after I washed my hair one time with Dawn dish soap. Knowing that I was unhappy, she could have A, fixed it that same day that I was sitting in her chair telling her I wasn't happy, or B, set up a time and sent a confirmation text with a time for Friday.
I just said that. Well, great.
Or Saturday morning or something. Don't just leave your client hanging and waiting and hoping that eventually they're going to get back in touch. But the hate has got to stop. People make mistakes. That's okay.
Okay, so she's obviously limited her comments, but she said, 1, I never used 2 bottles of Dawn dish soap. 2, never asked for Ashley Silver Blonde. 3, never used purple shampoo. I keep getting these questions. I mean, she used blue shampoo, but it was after she already decided to not go back to her. So at that point, it doesn't matter for the story, I guess. I think people may be confused. I went to her originally and she accidentally gave me grey hair. I went back to her to fix it and she put darker tone over my hair. Then told me my hair was blonde. Yeah, so this is Just Goldie, the person that did the hair. She's got almost 40,000 followers, and this was her response that she initially posted.
I'm gonna start by saying that this is not an apology video, it is an explanation video, since I wanted to put my part out there, since everybody has their own take on the situation. 2 people that know what happened is me and this girl. So I'm gonna say my part and my side, and hopefully you guys can understand a little bit about what happened. I'm gonna start by explaining our partnership collaboration details that started in 2022. We had an agreement that if she got her hair done for free, that she would post some Instagram videos or photos to get my name out there. So we did that a couple times, and every time I wanted to film, I reached out to her and asked her if she was ready to get her hair done again, and we would just do a collaboration. Yes, I was at a few different salons in this specific town that I live in. Most people work for themselves, so it truly doesn't matter where you're working out of. It's still your own business and your name that you stand by wherever you are. So this specific time, said girl reaches out to me and asks if she can get her hair done for her birthday trip coming up. And I said yes. Then and there, in my mind, I was like, since she's asking for the appointment, I'm just assuming that I'm just going to charge her. In between the first time that she got her hair done and this time, she did show up with Starbucks and $100 to $200 in cash that I had never asked for. But the first few times, I received nothing except for the exchange in videos that we had discussed, and I'm 100% okay with that. I never asked for money. This time, she comes in, sits in my chair, and we have a lengthy consultation because she's doing something different than she's done in the past. And so anybody who sits in my chair knows this, and I'm sure you can see from the comments of my clientele the lengthy consultation that I give them to assure that this is what you want and this is what I'm going to do for you. She said, I want to do something different than I usually do. This is the photo of what I have in mind, but a touch cooler. I said, I can do that. I can do that. But I said, it's going to come up a little darker.
So this is an added element to the story. She said this, but a little bit more icy. So, but then again, I think they were just having a massive miscommunication. Maybe it's a good thing that she's going on to someone else. This kitty isn't working.
Since ashy cooler tones absorb light and golden tones reflect light, which means that it looks brighter to the eye. Fast forward until we're blow drying, and she's kind of looking in the mirror, and I'm like, okay, it came up a little bit more, grayish tones than I had expected, and so I looked at her face and I could see her panicking, and I was like, hold on, let's finish blow drying and then we'll talk about it. And I finished blow.
So she admits that it came up darker than she wanted it to come up, right? It came up more grey and darker than she wanted it. She wanted it icy, and it would look less bright than the inspo pictures because it's a little bit cooler of a shade. But she knew herself when she looked at it. She said, that is darker and more grey. So it's clearly she knew she messed up. Do you know what I mean? But then all the rest of it is insane. I don't know. This whole story is just so
She stands up, looks closer to the mirror, and she's like, is it blonde? It looks grey. And I said, let's go to the window and look in the sunlight. Hopefully that seems a little brighter to you. And she's looking in her camera and in the mirror, and she was like, no, I'm not sure about this, this has happened to me before. And she shows me a photo of her in the past, and she did say that she went home and cried about it and immediately went back to the hairstylist to fix it, and it didn't work. So the next time she went back and bleached it, and it was fine. And she showed me a photo, and there was clearly some breakage in the photo after she said that she had re-bleached it, the stylist had re-bleached it. And in my head, I'm like, okay, if that situation happens, I will not re-bleach it because I will not be the stylist that breaks your hair. The next thing she said was that she was going to go home and immediately shampoo it. And I asked her if she would wait a couple days to do that. And she said no, that she wanted to go home right now and shampoo it. And I told her, I said, look, go home, shampoo it. If that's what you want to do, go to Thanksgiving, have a good time. And by Friday, if you want to shampoo it again in the morning, you can do that. And then let's get in touch with each other, see how you feel. And if you're still not happy, come back in. That's what happened. I then also told her that it was $275 for the color that we just did, and she sent me $300.
I couldn't be a hairdresser because after all of that, to then be and that would be $275. Thank you. I just couldn't be a hairdresser.
I have faith in humanity that she would be on the same page as me, but she wasn't. She went home and immediately texted me all those texts, and I shut down. I got really scared, and because this is my...
Okay, guys. Okay, so she immediately in the chair was I don't like it. You say $275, she sends you $300 because there's a tipping culture in America where even if the job is you should still give a bit of a tip. She then goes home and obviously sees it in a different light, goes home, probably cries about it, and immediately sends her some pictures. Why is she shutting down? Like, this is your job. You should be used to being able to take criticism. If you know that you're a good hairdresser and you know, like, oh, this came out a little bit different than I wanted it to, but I know how to fix it because I'm a good hairdresser, then someone saying, hey, I'm like really panicking, shouldn't be an issue to you, because you as a hairdresser should be completely okay with separating yourself from the job and saying, yeah, 100% we can do this, this, and this to fix it, and blah, 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 blah. Like, surely we can both, me and you watching this, we can tell that, like, they're both just kind of incompetent at this, right? We can both tell. Please.
Nightmare. And it was happening in front of my eyes. And I knew that the next morning I had to be up early and get ready for Thanksgiving since I was hosting for my friends and family. So I did what every anxious girl does and shuts her phone off when something seems overwhelming. And so I did. I went grocery shopping with my girlfriend.
When something seems overwhelming, you like fuck someone's hair. And I know it's Thanksgiving, so she should have just said, instead of like ignoring her, which is so unprofessional, just say, hey, I know, I can see now from the pictures that you're sending that like it's not what you really wanted. I'm really busy right now with Thanksgiving. Hope you enjoy yours. Can I see you whatever the day after Thanksgiving was at 2 p.m. You know, set a time and place. Being an anxious girl doesn't excuse incompetency and unprofessionalism. Hot take. If you're providing a service that's actually quite expensive, the whole like, I'm just anxious, I just couldn't handle it, it was overwhelming, doesn't cut it. It just doesn't.
And when I came home, I opened it and I saw the way she was blowing me up. There's no way that I can get her in tomorrow since I have plans. I'm closed. I'm like any other business, no matter where I operate out of. And so I let her know, pretty sure I let her know that night, that I am closed on Thursday and that I am so sorry and I want you to be happy. I'm closed tomorrow, so do a cleanse with Dawn dish soap, let it sit for 5 minutes, let it rinse out. This is just a little trick that some girlies use at home. Hairstylists don't do that, that's fine. But if she was home, I was like, that it should work. And so that's what I told her to do. And she continued.
And I mean, dish soap like strips the out of your hair, so maybe she should have not done that, like not told her to do that, because then obviously you can apply toner on top of that. Your hair is so dry that it's just going to soak up the toner. That's probably why it went so like dark and brown and coppery, because it just absorbed the hell out of the toner. So maybe that was a bad bit of advice to give her, which once again, as a hairdresser, you probably should know that.
Send me updates. Anyway, Friday comes, I have a full book. I reached out as soon as I had a minute, and I let her know that I did not like the way that she was speaking to me. She had texted me all those times. What she didn't tell you guys is that she also messaged me on Instagram. She also called me twice. One time left me a minute-long voicemail about everything that she had to do, and so she had to come in today. And so I was like, you know what, I have 45 minutes. I'm gonna let her come in, and we're going to decide what to do. When she came in, she told me that she had used 2 full bottles of Dawn dish soap on her hair, and my hairstylist heart like kind of shattered, because that is not good for your hair. It can't be. So I had her come to the shampoo bowl, and I used Mostly Clear, a half ounce of 8WG Redken Shades of Q, and anybody who knows using Dawn dish soap or any kind of clarifying shampoo, especially that's not made for your hair, is going to open up your cuticle and dry out the hair, and it's going to need any kind of moisture, and Redken Shades has all the stuff that your hair would like. And so it grabbed a little darker than we had both expected. And so
then we had both, like, it just seems like she's constantly taking herself away from the job. Once again, the girl, crazy, like so much happening, whatever. Let's take Lindsay's personality out of this. Both times now she has said, oops, this came out darker than I expected. Are you not the hairdresser? Are you not the oh, my stomach is grumbling and rumbling. Are you not the hairdresser? Like, do you not take any accountability for, oops, it came out darker than expected? Then who expected? You're doing the job, you know? I don't know. Am I just the only one that's like, take some accountability for your work or something? I don't know.
After I finish blow drying it, she takes a look in the mirror and she bends over and she starts wailing. Why would you do this to me? You ruined my hair. I've been so nice to you. She stands up and towers over me and is yelling at me, saying that she had sent so many people and that I ruined her hair and that it's brown. It's also red. And why would I do this to her? And I froze. And I looked at her with her bloodshot eyes and I said, I don't feel safe with you here. So I asked her to leave. And while she's screaming at me, she says, I'm not leaving until I receive a refund. So here's the refund. Am I happy with?
Well, okay. She said, I was not hiding, I was gathering my words, so here it is. Did I just report all of Lindsay's videos about the situation for bullying and harassment? Yes, and I would do it again. Okay. I was blonde for 20 years and I can't even count the amount of times I was overtoned. It always washes out after a few washes. I never tried cancelling my stylist. The repeated messages after you told her you'd be in touch Friday was wild. I had my hair dyed blonde once, and after we blow dried, I'm not sure what toner she used, but it came out bluish green. I got it fixed and never went to the internet to insult her. Maturity. I've had a stylist ruin my hair. She did everything to make it right. I was just thankful it looked nice. Lindsay doesn't look bad. It's just not what she wanted. That's a big difference. Yeah, but it's not what she wanted. Toners are hard, girl. Everyone's hair is different and you never know how it will process. You're only human. You got this. It's her job to know how it's going to process. That's why you do a strand test. That's why you look at the hair and use your eyes. It's like, if we can't trust a professional to know how the toner will work, who can we trust? Who can we trust? Anytime I get my hair done professionally, I have already accepted that it's probably not going to be 100% what I expected. People are not robots. We all deserve a little grace. Am I being unsympathetic here? Guys, please let me know. Please, don't cancel me. Don't cancel me. But am I being a bit unsympathetic here? Because everyone else seems to accept that, like, they'll pay for something they don't like. But we should all have grace for people. Grace and love. No. No. Anyway. And also, she is saying that, like, everyone's basically saying that, like, Lindsay posted too many videos about it. I wrote down that she posted, like, 8-ish videos about it. And that was, like, too much, people are saying. Okay, but she has also posted... This Just Goldie girl has also posted like a bunch of videos about it. So this is 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. Like, they basically posted the same amount of content, guys. Like, ish. Okay, so let's not be dramatic.
First of all, I don't have to do anything. Second, I did apologize. I said I was sorry that I didn't give her exactly what she wanted. I also said that I was really sorry that she wasn't happy. I told her over text and I told her in person a couple times. Ultimately,
so someone in the comments said, we definitely have your back. But that being said, you did owe her an apology for not giving her what she wanted.
I do what I do because I want to make my clientele happy. And if that's not the goal, then I wouldn't do what I do. I wouldn't be a hairstylist. That being said, everybody's asking for the photo of the after that I took of her. It was not styled. It was not prepared for any kind of photos, but because I had a feeling that something was about to happen, I was like, let me show you a photo of it. I'll take it for you so you can see what it looks like with natural lighting, like behind you. In the area right there, it was darker, and I told her that. So I took the photo, and that's exactly what it was. There's no edits on it. I can add it after, but there's no editing. That's exactly what it looked like. Here's the thing about blondes. It looks different in every lighting. Every room in the house will look different. Every angle of the camera, every photo, everything is going to look different. I already owned up to everything. I already put it all out there, and I will add the photo, and I will block out her face because I'm not that person. Even though I want to be. I really, really, really want to be. Trust.
Okay. Hold on, wait a minute. It looks better than in the other pictures. That's for sure. Is it exactly what she asked for? No, it's not. But it looks more manageable, if that makes sense. Oh, it's gorgeous. I'm a stylist and expected a bit of a muddy, overtoned mess. This is lovely. I'm so confused. It looks good.
Correct. And she only told me about that time after the appointment was done.
Someone said, I just saw a post she made in 2019 complaining about her hair then too. It seems like this is something she just does.
From what she told me, from her years of experience doing social media and her age, if my math is correct, 2019 would have been 2 years into her doing social media. She knew what she was doing. So if you know your angles, you know your lighting, you know where you look your best, you know the coloring and everything without filters, let me say, then you also know where you're not really going to like the certain coloring that the lighting will bring out. So if you're going home and sitting in dark lighting or no lighting at all with just your flash on, it's very evident what you're doing. I want to talk about filters, and then I want to talk about her tan in person. She told me that she had gone to the tanning bed for about a week before I had seen her. She was definitely tan, but not as tan as the filters are making her seem. It literally says in the TikTok, it literally will say the filter that it's using. Use it on yourself. See how tan it makes you, and see if it changes your hair color too.
She posted that she was suing you. She's literally insane. Team Goldie till I die, sue her for defamation. That's what I said. Like, the hair job wasn't good for what she wanted. She got it fixed, but it looked worse. She said sorry, and she gave a refund, and you then had your hair fixed by someone else, which is good. We love that. What else do we need? You know, the legal route is not necessary. The 20,000 videos is not necessary. So here's another video that she posted. Taking back my safe space one day at a time. So obviously it's because of how she felt because of her. And then she posted this TikTok as well.
On what grounds?
I'm assuming that's a response to the legal, like on what grounds are we doing legal?
Remember who started this and who put my name in the caption. I have never once mentioned her name. She came on here as if I haven't been her stylist for 2 years and I don't know everything about her. So I want to make it really, really clear that this will go nowhere. I am fully licensed, I have the right documents, and I have the proper setup. Saying that there are other clients that have been in the situation that you've been in, I can very confidently say that that is the first person that I have ever asked to leave. So where are the receipts? Really, if anybody has ever been in that situation with me and they have not had a good experience, please let me know. I will do anything to rectify that, and I know that everybody knows that, which is why it hasn't happened to me before. And while I'm sitting here wondering why is this bothering me more than it should have, especially if a lot of these rumors and stipulations are not true, and it dawns on me that this isn't the first time this has happened to me. I am that girl that has never been accepted into a friend group because I wasn't as cool or I wasn't as good.
Okay, so we get it. She feels basically like she's being bullied by like the popular girl, essentially, right? Where is my voice going? Lindsay's definition of a brat. It is wild how oblivious that Lindsay girl is. She's the type who would punch you in the face and try and sue you for your face hurting her hand. If she only had a brain, don't worry about it. Yeah, I just think it's gone like too far now. You know? Like it's just gone too far. It's bad hair, but like everyone's had bad hair before. It's fine. And then she posted this, which is like lip syncing to a song. She says, the first part is that we both know what happened after you went home. So just using a sound to basically talk about how she's essentially lying. Now that we've both of us have seen the content, what do we think? I think the initial hair job wasn't what she asked for, but it didn't look as bad in the hair stylist's lighting as it did when she went home. She then put a lot of dish soap on it, which then the toner caught onto and made it more coppery and even darker and more brown. She got her refund, but she didn't get the communication that she wanted because it was Thanksgiving. So like, what can we expect? And now she's had her hair fixed. She's got the refund. What are we suing for? What are we suing for? So do you guys see how like, if she had just posted a few videos here and there, she might have got the internet side. But because of how far she's taken it and the extent that she's gone to, she's never going to get the support for the story that she wanted and maybe even deserved. Right? You guys let me know what you think though. Subscribe, hit the bell icon for engagement. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.